All right, welcome back to another episode of What Grinds My Gears with Erin. I'm Erin, of course, and before we jump into anything, I got a really special guest with me, the owner of a new brand, Desiree Cosmetics with a K, a second-year law student, give her props, and a childhood friend. We grew up. We go way back, y'all.
We was in the trenches, y'all.
Exactly. Desiree.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
How are you doing?
You know, I'm blessed and highly favored. I cannot complain. How are you?
I'm doing good. So you got this new cosmetic brand going.
Yes.
I know you're really pumped about everything.
Man, so Desire Cosmetics came from me and my friend. We were talking. We're both in law school, and we always said that we wanted like a separate stream of income. And I tried something before, but it was like a Mary Kay type of deal. So you were really through someone else, and I wanted something that was my own. Mm-hmm. I want to say I came up with the name in August, and I registered the business in September. So now we
nice.
Just had to keep it going. Like it was, if I sat it down, that business was not gonna happen.
That's what's up. I'm so happy for you. All right, y'all. So yeah, Desiree and I literally grew up together. I've known Desiree since fourth grade.
Yeah, fourth grade.
Fourth grade. Yeah, we went to Brown Deer Elementary School.
Yikes.
Brown Deer, BD, looking at us.
Drops a bomb, boo.
Right. Shit. Dude. I don't know. Maybe
that
that's
works.
a good one.
That works.
Okay. So, yeah, no, but Brown Deer was something else because even though it's in the suburbs, it was very diverse.
Yes. We had everything. A little of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Man, going to college after going to Brown Deer was terrible. I was like, the white people here are not the same.
They're not.
They are racist.
They're not
in
as
college.
friendly.
Everyone who went to Brown Deer, it was like, it was just like that level of respect.
Yeah.
You just don't cross the line. It was
weird. Black people, white people. We had Asians,
Native Americans.
Indian, we did have a couple Hispanics, but not really. Like we did, but
the
not really.
Big.
Yeah, really big.
Yes.
In Brown Deer. So it was like a culture mix up. And I guess since we were little, it was like, I don't know, that was the norm for us. But
yes, we were so naive and so like oblivious to everything going on outside of Brown Deer. Honestly, me and my parents were talking. I was like, that school is a bubble, It
is.
It's like, it's somewhat safe inside that bubble. Like, yes, we had our incidents and everything, but we didn't, notice stuff was wrong until like the Trayvon Martins and things like that.
Until after we graduated. They never told us anything. And I was just talking to my mom about this, like how I remember, because I went there since K-5.
Right.
So I was like, I remember back in damn near kindergarten when they was talking about, it was Black History Month. So of course they talking about slavery. That's Black history. Slavery, yeah, right. That's it. That's where they started it. They're
yes.
like, yeah, Black History Month. Y'all was slaves. We came to get you.
Like they saved us or something.
Right. We brought you over here. And it's just like, I don't know, as a Black person, when you hear that at like 6, 7 years old and you're one of the only Black kids in the class at that time, it wasn't a lot of, it was, but like, not really, majority of the class and the teacher is white.
And you're so young, you don't even know, like, maybe this information that's being told to me ain't really it right now. Maybe I should be offended by some of the things they're saying.
You don't even know.
You don't even know. It's just like, what they're saying is making you hella uncomfortable.
Dog, Brown Deer took us through some shit. Dude, they literally had, from 2nd to 4th grade, I think 4th grade they stopped doing it. But I remember 2nd and 3rd grade, they did it where it was like, for 3 days, we was slaves. Like, all the students were slaves, and all the teachers were slave masters, and we ran around the school, and it was like, if you got caught by a slave master, you had to go back to your class and do work or something. That is so subliminal as fuck. That's crazy.
What they call it now, the brown deer way.
The brown deer way.
I hope we don't get sued for defamation because this stuff actually did happen.
That literally happened.
Like it happened. Like
it happened.
I don't want nobody to comment and say that this didn't happen because it's multiple.
Oh, everybody know.
Like,
my mom was like, "No, that didn't happen." I'm like, "Mom," she said, "Well, I never got a permission slip for it." Imagine that permission slip.
Do you authorize us using your child as a slave?
As a slave. They gonna play as a slave. We gonna play as a slave master. Like, whoa.
Man.
Would you imagine? Because I know your parents wouldn't have went for that.
No, my dad would have
tore that school up.
Yes. My dad's angry at the wind blowing. Like, just imagine. Oh my goodness.
Dude. Nah, they literally like put us through some shit. And it was just, it's just mind blowing. Like after I graduated, some years after, I learned the real Black history, like the Moors and people that traveled and had boats. They had boats before that.
I got to give a shout out to my undergrad, Iowa State University. When I went there, it was such a culture shock for me because I was so used to being friends with everybody, like not just having Black friends or being with a group of Black people.
Right.
I had everybody, Asian, white, Indian, Native American, everybody. We were all cool. So when I went to college, it was really hard for me to like realize like we're separate, okay?
Right.
The whites hang out with whites and the Blacks hang out with Blacks.
Period.
And that's just how it's going to go. And then we have, other minority friends on the side. But I want to give a shout out to the Black Student Alliance at Iowa State because if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't have had no Black friends at Iowa State. And got
that's
involved
what's up. Shout out to them.
Yes. And so I advise anybody who's going to school or even if you just in the neighborhood networking with like people like Erin and stuff like that, definitely, get involved with the community because that could help you, broaden your horizons, open your eyes to, what's actually going on in the world.
Exactly. But man, that's why it's crazy. Like now that I have 2 kids, I'm like, dude.
Oh yeah, you are a mom twice over, honey. How is that?
It's amazing. And it's really funny to see, because I have 2 girls, it's funny to see like both like my personality traits coming out in them. And it's just
I know that's
funny.
Some
Yeah, it's crazy, but they're pretty smart. Like I have a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and they are very smart. So I love it. Like I'm blessed to say like I'm not struggling or nothing. I can take care of them and still do what I want to do, and I know a lot of people don't have that luxury.
Ooh, honey, my parents told me if I got pregnant, you are on your own.
Yeah.
And like I'm in law school too. Like we're gonna be struggling.
No. Keep your birth controlled up.
I'm telling you, I'm not having sex until I graduate, which is next December.
Okay.
I'm holding myself out until then because...
Dude, that's what's up.
I don't take birth control. I mean...
That shit's not natural.
Yeah, like I had a bad reaction to it once and I'm already big. I don't need no extra pounds added on for nothing, okay? I'm good on it.
It's just extra hormones and emotions and it's really not even really worth it. It's just we want to be irresponsible. We as in other people want to be irresponsible, so they take the easy way out for birth control. And that don't cover everything. So that's why motherfucking bitches be out here with herpes and all types of...
Milwaukee is dirty, honey. So y'all need to wrap some up. I don't care if you are on birth control. Use a condom anyway.
Wrap it up.
Y'all need...
Damn, I wish there was a wrap it up button on here. That's funny. I know we could get one. I like this stream deck.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then coming into middle school at Brown Deer was real. I ain't gonna lie, like I feel like those kind of were the golden years, but those were the years where some people got off track.
Yes.
And I attest to it because I'm one of the people that got off track. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you what grinds my gears. Now I'm just saying, hey, that's for real though.
The first step is acknowledging that something happened, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what happened, but I know like 5th through 7th grade, because Brown Deer Middle School at the time, now they're combined and they have all this weird. They had this whole weird system, but before it was Brown Deer Middle School and they had 5th through 8th grade. And, maybe that wasn't a good idea for us to be put with the 8th graders.
And I remember we couldn't go upstairs from 5th and 6th grade. We was all on the bottom
we was
floor,
on the
and we couldn't wait to get upstairs.
It's cracking upstairs.
Upstairs.
Dog. And upstairs was crazy. Oh my gosh. All the shit.
I did so much inappropriate stuff in middle school. It's not even funny. Like some stuff that I got caught for and some stuff I just did. Like it's bad because just thinking about it, like, dang, we was just doing stuff.
Yeah, but we were young. Okay, because we did cheerleading together. Shout out, dude. I didn't do cheerleading high school because I ended up leaving Brown Deer and then I came back my senior year. But cheerleading in middle school, dude, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was lit.
Yes.
And we won state competition.
Yeah.
Did we win first place twice in a row?
Well, for middle school, I don't think we won state. I don't think we went
Yes,
to state.
we did.
For middle school? I know we went to state for high school.
For middle school, yes.
I don't remember that.
I do. But that's because you did a lot of cheerleading.
Yeah, because I went on to do it in high school. And that was...
She's one of my favorite cheerleaders. No bull. Desiree got that spirit.
Those were like... If I wasn't on a cheer team, I feel like high school wouldn't have been as fun. Because we did so much stuff together. Like, that was my family. And I think that was why I was so, in such a culture shock to go somewhere else and see such separate things going on. Because our cheer team had everything. Like, black, white, Asian,
y'all had
Hispanic.
dudes?
We had dudes. Like, come on.
Like, it's a High School Musical shit. Like, all that.
High School Musical.
Dog. And Desiree.
Oh, my gosh.
Yo, you strong. Bro, and you got the spirit. For real.
Spirit.
Desiree, for real. And Desiree.
I took that so seriously, like.
You know what I hated? You know what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears, girl?
When people say that cheerleading is not a sport.
Girl, we just had this conversation in my sports law class today, and they were like, well, according to NCAA, it's not a sport, this, that, and the third. And I was like, okay.
So disrespectful.
Y'all just disrespectful because in, like, let's say you got a football player going to a D1 college. He's going to get scholarships out the ass, scholarship offers. You have a cheerleader who's been competitive her whole life going to the same school.
What's she get?
She might get like $1,000 stipend that like include food and her uniform when she travel, and that's
bullshit.
It. Like,
right, and what you getting pimped for free? Going around the country winning y'all little bullshit ass awards.
They travel too and go to competitions too.
You know what's crazy about the whole college, the college sports thing is like, they don't get paid. And that takes up a lot of their time. Now since when?
So there's a new, I forget what it's called.
Law student.
They can get paid for their name and likeliness. So, used to, a school could put an athlete on a cover and the athlete wouldn't get paid. No scholarship money, no nothing contributed to them. But now they can because you have some of these athletes who are in college who are like gonna make it. And they're on the cover of ESPN and Nike and getting endorsement deals. And before, the school was the only one eating off of that. But now they can too.
Okay.
So it's legal now. It's legal.
That's good. That's good. Because for so long, motherfuckers getting pimped.
No, for real. It's so unfair. Very unfair.
Yep. So how do you feel like, what grinds your gears about how our school, I feel like our school didn't really prep us for college, didn't prep us for life, and
man, I didn't decide to go to college until like the March before graduation. Like, I will say that my smarter counterparts, people who are involved in student government and honor society, they knew they was going to Madison, they was going to Ivy League schools, and like our senior year, beginning of senior year, September-ish. And I'm just sitting over here just going with the flow, still cheering, going to class, not paying attention.
Right.
And then I'm like, dang, I got to go to college somewhere. Nobody forced it on me. Nobody, gave me options. They always had the military there, though. The military was there front and center.
Yeah,
honey.
of course.
They wanted us because they just assumed we was never going to go nowhere. And a lot of us didn't, bro. It took a lot of us to get on.
I mean, yeah. But you know what? About the didn't prepare us. They didn't prepare us. But I feel like our own class and how we were so intertwined with each other, I felt like we all kind of influence each other to go to school because it was
for real.
it was kind of like a shift. Like I remember everybody I was close to was signing up. I'm going to UWM, Marquette. I'm going to Winona. All different. I'm going out of state. I'm going to Texas, and I got accepted to Texas Southern University,
Yes.
and I was gonna go for journalism. Yeah, I was gonna go for journalism, but I don't know. You know, sometimes I think like I wonder what would happen. But the tuition was high as a bitch. Obviously, it's out of state tuition. You know, so I'm like, man. So I talked to a couple people, and they like, you know, you should just stay in town or whatever. Of course, I let somebody convince me to stay. But it is what it is because everything works out for a reason.
Right.
But I ended up signing up for MATC. I signed up for MATC when everyone was signing up for UWM and all that shit. And of course I got accepted into UWM. It's UWM.
Right.
So I was over here like, you know what? I'm going to just go to MATC I started with dentistry. A dental assistant, and then I moved to physical therapy because I was gonna be like a sports physical therapist. But I'm like, folks, I don't even like sports. You know what I'm saying? I just was thinking about the money. I'm like, the money. But like with dentistry, I've read that they have the most highest suicide rates of amongst like careers, like ranking like different careers.
Wow, really?
I mean, I don't know. Like you have to drill on people's teeth all day, and most people come in either they breath stank. Yes. Or they scared you, or a combination of both, or their teeth is fucked up. No, I went and I kept changing it. Mm-hmm. I got pregnant. I stopped going for a year. I had to do a program to get back in. They like because you got pregnant, you dropped out, and then you actually like I failed the class or whatever. And they was like, you need to take this class to get back in. So I took this class for 3 hours, and they had a counselor, and it was a white dude, and dog just started snapping on us. It was like 20 people in the class. And he like, you know, you're here because the school is requiring you to take this class to be able to register again. But you really here, motherfuckers, because you can't get your shit together. You can't get your shit together. You let other people influence your life.
God.
And he hit all the points. He hit on the head. He said, you let other people influence your life. And he made a very blunt but like a good point. He said, like, when you're in school for the 4 years or 2 years or 8 years, whatever, you have to really be about yourself and you have to put school first. Like, it just is what it is. And if the people in your life can't understand that, then vominos, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, because it's like, if you don't see that I'm better myself, I'm going to school for what I want to do, and you can't just support, I'm not going to be around all the time. I can't talk on the phone. I can't kick it, whatever,
Man,
you know?
I lost so many friends. Like, not necessarily going to college, but going to law school. I had to take like a little hiatus off to study for the LSAT to get into law school. And the first time I did terrible because I was still kicking it. And, you know, I was trying to satisfy my friends' needs and be there for them, forgetting that I got a whole test I need to be studying for. So I ended up like cutting everybody off for a month and a half or 2 months. And I came back and it was like a shift in the universe. Like, they was not fucking with me no more. And I was like, dang, like, I'm trying to better myself, and y'all is just gonna go ghost like that?
You want to know why? Because you came back with a different glow. It was bright. They like, oh, she's really getting on her shit. She's taking it serious.
Like,
I mean, it's a subliminal thing. Not saying your friends are like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know y'all like that. I'm not saying that.
But you're right.
But in a way, you know, because I've had the exact same thing. It's like when I was in school and bullshitting, I had a lot of friends.
Right.
I'm supposed to be taking notes and doing homework, and I'm out here kicking it. But when I got into TV and I really took it serious, I'm like, it's over for that because I have a kid and I got pregnant again. So it's like, no, and I went to school through my second pregnancy, the whole shebang. I was in class eating cereal and all. And thank God that my second pregnancy, I didn't really throw up. Like I threw up maybe once or twice in the beginning. That was it. But I was good. My teachers didn't care. I was smacking and shit. You know, I was hungry, but I got through it.
You pregnant at this point, just as long as she's here.
Right.
Be grateful because
I just didn't want to use that as an excuse. Like,
Yes.
I'm pregnant. I can't ace this test or I can't. No. no. So, I mean, it was kind of rough, but yeah, you experience that. You lose friends when you better yourself. It just.
Speaking of bettering yourself, I've had an experience, but have you had like a teacher from back in the day run into you and like, what is that interaction for you like? Because I've had one. I was just like, you know what?
I've had a couple. Just it's kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. It's like I don't want to say no names. I don't want to say no names, but he still worked there. He still work at the at the middle school. No, the elementary school. He worked at the elementary school. He a throwback. He a throwback. He a throwback. I don't want to say
one of our teachers.
Not the course.
I feel like I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? I might have to cut this part out. But yeah, Miss. Do you remember Mr. I don't know. He fine. He got like kind of like darker skin hair or whatever.
Is he the gym teacher or something?
Yes. I didn't want to say that. Yeah, but look, I seen
cut that
him.
part out.
Yeah, we cutting all that. All that's being cut out. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. But no, I seen him. You know what I'm saying? He like, you know, how you doing? I'm like, Mr. Beep, how are you doing? Like, back up. I was around you in the lunchroom when I was in 1st and 2nd grade.
Dude, I knew you before I became a woman officially. Like
I knew you back when I was choking on chips. I used to do goofy shit in elementary school, like fall in front of everyone, hurt myself. I was one of the most clumsiest people in our class.
On chips.
I was one of the most clumsiest people in our class. No bullshit. Like there's been multiple times I done fell. People done laughed at me. I could name motherfuckers. You know who I'm gonna name, and I don't care. Shout out to you. This a throwback. Greg.
Oh my God.
I ain't gotta say no last name. I'm just say that. That's someone who, when I fell, he laughed at me.
You know
Rude.
what I thought you was gonna say? Hakeem. That was like your ace boom right there.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
Y'all is so funny. Oh
Yo, throwbacks. Nah, this is gonna be called the Time Machine Tuesday, where we
really,
talk about
though.
throwbacks. Yes, no, Hakeem, that was my ace.
That man married and got 2 kids? Y'all really just going too fast for me.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Y'all going too fast for me.
Everyone does their own thing. Me personally, I needs to breathe. And I feel like I'm only 24 years old. I just need to breathe. That's it. You know, I got my own place. That's it. I just want to breathe at my own place. Like, that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I don't even know how, like, you being a mom right now, I commend you to the utmost because that is got to be the hardest job on the planet.
Thank you.
And you still young, you still figuring out things for yourself. Like, kudos to you for being a dope mom.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I just could not.
Girl, I mean, you know, all in time and
yeah, that's great. Y'all kids gonna be in college and I'm gonna be just having a newborn at like 45.
But that's okay though.
My baby gonna come out looking old.
Like, you probably won't even, go that long. But if you do, it's like, okay, your baby will be more mature. Because that's usually how it is. People with older parents are more mature. Like my parents my mom was 30, going on 30. No, her birthday after mine. So she was 29, and then my dad was like 32 or whatever. I don't know. I'm not good at math. So they was a little bit older. They was at an age where it wasn't like they wasn't running the streets all the time. They had, more solid jobs, stuff like that. So, it does make your kid a little bit more mature. Like if they was older, I'd probably be more mature. Probably not as bad as I was.
I'm weak. Man, I couldn't do nothing.
But there's
my
kids
parents were old. I couldn't sneak out the house, parties, nothing.
Oh yeah, they was on that. And I got the alarm system on too, so you ain't getting out the windows open.
What was it? My parents was like, you need to be home at like 12 o'clock. Parties don't get jumping until 11:30.
Right, 12 o'clock. Motherfuckers in there like.
I'm like, man, I gotta go. I was that person. Man, I'm gonna see you at school on Monday. I gotta go.
Yeah, Yeah, high school, senior year, man, I went to so many parties. It was crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Man,
And I
y'all
threw
had
some
so
too.
much fun, and I used to just hear about it after the weekend.
Dude,
Oh,
like
did you
went
go to such
so
and such?
we
No,
used
I
to
was
do
in
some
bed.
shit. But you know what was cool? Like how our school was diverse. I remember some people like another shout out, Kennedy.
I miss Kennedy.
And I didn't name Kennedy after Kennedy. I didn't name my daughter after him. But
Really?
I didn't. No, I'm
Oh,
saying
I was gonna
I didn't.
say,
I didn't even think of
whoa.
him. I didn't even think of him. I didn't. I promise I didn't. That's weird. But our last names are very close to each other. So, you know, we
Yeah.
always shared, like our cubbies were next to each other. Our lockers were next to each other. You know, so we basically really grew up together. But senior year, like,
Kennedy, if you out there, I'm still single.
but he would know where all the parties, they would know where all the parties was at. And we used to go out of town, like New Berlin, all mansion parties.
Man.
Mansion parties. And there's some
Hanging
people
out with the rich
that
white
know. Yeah, we used to be turning up. So yeah. But Brown Deer was it was, I would say it was a good experience as far as like I was shielded, but they didn't really teach me nothing. They didn't really like teach me taxes. They didn't teach. I guess a lot of schools don't. I guess a lot of our schools have failed us in that way.
We didn't have home ec. We didn't have driver's ed through our school or nothing. It was just
Nope.
like all the real life classes that you could obviously use were taken away.
And I actually went, when I moved to Michigan, I went to another school. I went to a predominantly white school, and they actually had a driver's ed. My parents went half on it, and they paid for me to do it. So I was taking driver's ed when I was 16. And yeah, man, first of all, the teachers didn't care. Like the driver ed teachers didn't care. But I say that to say this school has so much stuff. And it really felt like some High School Musical ass shit, no bull.
I'm saying, I feel like Brown Deer has so much potential to be great because of where it's at. Is like you have a lot of middle class families,
Yeah.
black or white, whatever you are.
But they
Everyone's
need to
kind of
update it.
financially in the same boat,
Right.
and I feel like if they put as much money as they did into changing infrastructure, into the actual academics,
And
of the
change
school, it would be like one of the top in the state. Or in
Like,
the
what
country
about
for sure.
schools like, I mean, I don't know about these school statistics right now, but like Rufus King or schools like the arts or places like that where they have all these extra programs for kids. And it's like, how the hell is we out in Brown Deer paying more in property tax and stuff like that? But y'all, our education is so C grade, D grade, like
and
dookie.
it's like people, you know, Rufus King is NPS, correct?
Yeah.
So, and it's like they have all these programs provided to their students, and you see all of these graduates come out going to HBCUs, going to different colleges, or starting their own business. It's
Literally.
like something. You see Rufus King graduates doing something after.
Right.
It's not, let me take some time to figure out what I got to do. They were prepared for that, and they were put into those different, you know, opportunities to make it great. And it's like
Exactly.
Brown Deer has no excuse because we're supposed to be the, you know,
Right.
considering where we're located, we're supposed to be the best of where we are.
But you
know
can
what I
see
mean?
how their education system actually degraded because from our class and a couple, I'll say like a year or two under, you know, motherfuckers is building businesses and doing stuff like that. Like we gradually all growing on our own.
Right.
But after that, it just seems like the education went to shit because all these kids do is sit on their phone, you know, and they worry about social media and the next what's trending and they all just robots.
Man, people need to realize that computer stuff that's not real.
Maybe it's a
like,
teenager thing.
Maybe it is because I feel like even we grew up in the social media era. Like we had pages on blank pages and stuff.
Oh
like
my God.
MySpace.
Before
But
Blink,
it's
it was
like-
Pax. I had a Pax page, a Blink page, a MySpace. Then I got the Facebook, but the Facebook wasn't even popping like that. Motherfuckers was still on the
Facebook
MySpace.
was not popping. It was.
I
not
had a
it.
Facebook forever, but I never was on there. I was on MySpace because you could decorate your page.
Right, and you can have a soundtrack as soon as people come in there.
Throwback. Oh my God, motherfucker,
Playlist
get on your page. You
going.
just drop new Chris Brown. Oh my God.
I think I had like Chris Brown wifey or something on the back of my.
Yeah, you was in love with Chris Brown.
Man, Chris Brown was.
That was a good era. So yeah, I mean, I really appreciate you coming on the show. Like, and I feel like, you know, we need to link up as far as you have your business and we all know people that have businesses and I'm doing my thing. And we all need to share each other's shit. We all need to tune into each other's stuff and, you know, not even tune in. I know you be busy. Just share it. Just share it. That's all I'm asking.
Yo, side note, I want to do like a young black professional skate night. Like, I don't know where to host it or how to even go about that in Milwaukee, but I want to host that. So, like what you said, we can all come together and talk about everybody's ideas and just, bounce ideas off of each other. Just network and have fun.
Exactly.
Because we can't do nothing else.
Exactly.
Skate rink is probably the only place we can really
And I ain't
go.
skated in a minute, y'all.
So
if Desiree put that invite out there, you better come. And don't play with her about that. Because we finna go turn up at the skate rink. No bull. But I really appreciate your company, Desiree.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
Thank you. Me too. And if you're still watching, I appreciate it. Thank you for checking out another episode of What Grinds My Gears with Erin. I'm Erin, of course. Of course. Subscribe, like, share, and all the above. And y'all have a great week. Thank you. All right, now if you were wondering why I'm wearing this yellow shirt, this is the Selek Credit Advisors. If you need credit restoration, personal or business funding, and just to get your credit together, all together, I'm talking high scores, hit up Selek Credit Advisors. Number down below, or go on their website, SelekCreditAdvisors.com.